There we go, focus. Hey, so I am coming to you and it is Sunday story time. This is the first ever Sunday story time that I'm doing, and if you do like it, actually please do give a thumbs up, and if you are not one of my lovely loyal subscribers, please do subscribe to my channel as well, and make sure you press that bell thingy as well, because that will show you, that way you get notifications of every time a new video has been uploaded. So, the first ever Sunday story time, I'm actually going to tell you my first ever trip of 2017.
Select a product using the indicated buttons. Then press the green button.
Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I'm actually sitting in a photo booth because I'm on campus, and this is, because it's dark outside, this is the only place with good lighting, and I thought, you know what, one of my things to do list is to film my Sunday story time, so why not do it now? I've got my camera and I have the time. So here goes. The first story for Sunday story time I'm going to be telling you about is when I was in Bulgaria. I went to Bulgaria, Sofia, April 2017. That was my second solo trip. The first solo trip was in November 2016, and that was to Italy. And so the way I come about deciding to go to Sofia is because I was on Skyscanner, I was in really high spirits, and I just googled, because I knew my Easter holidays were coming up like in a week, so I literally just Skyscanned the cheapest flights out of the UK and into Europe, and Sofia was the cheapest place. I think it was maybe like 20 or 30 pounds for a flight using Ryanair. So what did I do? I bought the tickets and I was like, okay, off to Sofia you go. Land in Sofia, and there was 4 lanes like you do when you go for passport control. It's a small airport, it was not busy at all. We were literally like the only flight that had come in that time, so I literally was behind maybe like one other person. No, I think I was behind like 2 people, and then it was my turn. So I step up, I give him my boarding pass, I give him my passport. So he looks at it, and I look at me now, I don't know, I'll actually insert a picture here, somewhere around here, yeah, right here. I look exactly the same as my passport photo. Nothing has changed at all. And so he's looking at my passport, he's looking at me, he's looking at my passport, he's looking at me, and he looks at my passport about 5 different times, and looks up at me about 5 different times. So obviously I'm trying not to smile, because obviously, like, you know, he's not laughing, but I literally was like, okay, like, I've watched the UK Border Force, nothing to declare, so I recognise the signs. So after about 2 minutes of this, he then gets onto like his walkie-talkie phone thing. I think he just pulled out like a mobile phone, and then he called someone, and then like literally like 30 seconds later, if not like 20 seconds later, a guy comes up to our desk in uniform as well, and then he says to me, go with him. And I'm like, okay, but also before I get into that, he also asked me like, what are you doing here, where have you come from, how long are you here from? And obviously I'm like, yeah, I'm here for 3 days, I'm just traveling, you know, because me and that traveler lifestyle, I was really excited, another solo adventure. So obviously the guy comes out, and so I follow him, and he leads me to literally like everyone can still see me, and when everyone was looking at me like, oh child, and I literally was sitting there like, not sitting, I was walking, and I was laughing, like not laughing, not ha ha ha, but like because I was like, oh my goodness, I've watched this on telly, when are they going to bring out the cameras, when are they going to bring out the cameras, I'm going to tell them to subscribe to my channel because this is hilarious. But obviously it wasn't, because everyone else had serious faces on. So I follow him, and he stops me outside. There's like a bench outside a room, and he tells me to sit on the bench, and he still has my passport in his hand at this point, and I'm like, so I literally just sit down with my bag. I had like a backpack at the time, and then he goes to me, then he walks inside the room, like there was 2 rooms, he walks inside the room, and then there is a roar of laughter, like ha ha ha. I literally was like, what the heck is going on, like what is funny, like did they look at my passport photo and think ha ha ha? Like I literally was like, why do they all laughter? And then like 2 other men came out, so I'm assuming they got me to sit outside the room because I was female and there was only 3 men there, so obviously not putting me inside a room where it's just me alone with 3 men. So thank you, I appreciate that. So he comes outside and he's like to me, what's your name? And I'm like, Ashley Moyo. He was like, your full name? I was like, Ashley beep 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 Moyo. You don't need to know that, yeah. And then he's like to me, where are you from? And I was like, I'm London. He was like, what are you doing here? How long are you here for? Where are you staying? And then he just looked at me, he looked at the other guy, one of the other guys he was with, literally just shrugged his shoulders, and then he says, okay, and then he says, come on, and then he took me back to the guy that I was with, and then the guy just kind of like ushered me through. I literally was like, oh, okay, like, okay, not gonna bring out the dogs or anything. I'm joking. I didn't want any of that. I would rather not have even had to go and sit outside that room, because I literally felt like it was literally just like the walk of shame. But so yeah, so then that was that. It was done. But you think my story's over? No, it's not, because I got a second welcoming committee. So I grab my suitcase, I go to like the nearest station. Obviously there's people saying taxi, taxi. I'm like, no, I've already read how to get a bus to where I'm staying. I'm staying at Hostel Mustel, amazing hostel. I'll link everything down below. So there I was, I grabbed my stuff and I was heading for the bus. So I catch on the bus and there was like a man sitting behind me and a man sitting next to me. Then like 2-3 stops later, the man sitting behind me gets up, but I didn't even look at him properly, but he gets up and he starts going around asking me for everyone's tickets. And then there was another man with him who came from the front, was working his way backwards asking for everyone's tickets. So I had read that you should, if you have luggage, to get another ticket for your luggage. I don't know why, but it just says that that's what you're like, that's what the law states, like that's what you're supposed to do. So that's what I did, and it was only like £1.60 for 2 tickets anyway, so I wasn't really fussed. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Even though the lady at the station was like to me, why? And I was like, oh, for my thing book. She says no, and I was like, no, let me get the 2 tickets please. So I get my 2 tickets now. Okay, so I'm on the bus, the guy's going around, then he comes up to me, so I hand him both my tickets, and then he obviously, like, he didn't speak English, I didn't speak Bulgarian, so he's like to me something. I was like, oh, I only speak English. And then he goes to me, he points to my ticket and he points and he says something, and I literally am like, I only speak English, sorry. And then he points at like this white thing like on the wall, like not white, sorry, yellow thing on the wall. Like it wasn't even big, it was small, it was up against the glass in the window. Didn't see it when I come onto the bus. And so I was like to him, like, I kind of shrugged my shoulders like, I don't understand. So then he showed me the man next to me's ticket, which had like this tiny little hole punch in it, one hole punch in it. And so then he's like to me, problem. And it says, oh, okay, what's the problem? I was like, here, I've got 2 tickets. And then he then showed me another ticket that said 40 lev, which is about £20. And I was thinking, oh gosh, no, I'm not about to pay £20 for a bus ticket. Well, one, I've bought 2 that was not even a sign to say punch your ticket here. So obviously now I'm like to him, but I have 2 tickets. And then he says to me, no problem. He says, then he was like to me, I called the police. And I was like, okay, like for me, I was like, I just kept on saying to him, I don't understand, because I just didn't like, also the fact that he showed me that the hole puncher thing was literally like, we could both stretch and reach the hole puncher thing. I did not understand as to why he insisted on, 1, calling the police, or 2, getting me to pay a £40, £20, 40 leather fine. So then his colleague then comes, because then he's like to me, no, then his colleague explains the exact same thing to me, and neither of them speaking a lot of English. And then do you know what he does? He grabs me by the arm as the bus stops. He grabs me by the arm and tries to pull me off the bus. I was like, don't touch me! And then literally, like, when I take the whole entire bus, turned around and was staring at me. And then I literally, do you know what I did? I burst into a flood of tears. I was like, I don't know, I didn't understand. I just kept on saying, and he says, oh, problem. And I was like, but I didn't understand, I didn't know. And I was like, it was not cute crying. It was like, I probably looked like I was about 15 years old. I looked 15 on a normal day, but like, maybe I took it with the crying, I looked about 13. I was like, I didn't understand. I was like, look, I've got tickets. So the lady comes up to me, she was probably about like 25, and she was like to me, what's the problem? And I was like, he's trying to kick me off the bus, and he's saying he'll call the police because my ticket doesn't have a hole punch in it. And then she was like to me, stop crying. Oh gosh, she was like, stop crying. And then she started saying something to him in Russian. Then he says, not Russian, sorry, Bulgarian. So then he says something back to her. Then they're going back and forth. And by this point, they are shouting as well. Like, they are shouting. The bus driver is still driving. He's going along his way. And they are shouting back and forth. And then another man who looked about the same age, like 20 something, also chimed in. And I'm literally sitting there like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. I'm really emotional. I don't understand anything right now. But yeah, they were going at it back and forth. And then do you know what happens? She was like to me, where's your ticket? And I was like, he has them. And then do you know what she did? She grabbed them off him. She was like, blah, blah. Then he gave her the tickets. She snatched them, hole punched it, and bam, we were done. He got off the bus. Him and his ticket inspector friend both got off the bus. I don't know what she said, but thank you so much. I still have so much love in my heart for you, because you literally, well, one, you stop me from crying for no reason, and two, like, I actually don't know what I would have done if I was locked up by the Bulgarian authorities. Yeah, so after that, obviously, I then moved seats so that I was sitting closer to her, not next to her, but closer to her. I actually felt worn out. I wasn't even in the argument, but emotionally drained I was. So then she literally was like to me, like, where are you going? And I was like, oh, I need to get off by the Starbucks. And she was like, that is the last stop, so you're okay. Because she was getting off a couple stops beforehand. So I literally, the minute I got to the hostel, so one, I had a 20-minute walk from the bus stop to the hostel, but the minute I got there, I was like, I need to sleep. I called my mum laughed. Then I had a nap, and then I was like, you know, I need to start my time in Sofia all over again. And you know what, it actually was a good start when I started it the second time. So one of the morals of this story is, guys, read up on bus tickets. I know in Italy they have like a stamper thingy, but quite a few countries have that. The UK, we have Oyster cards. So guys, if you are ever traveling somewhere, make sure you read up on what their travel is like. Usually I'm okay, like but then also that was my second solo trip ever. Now I'm a pro. I'm joking, I'm not quite a pro, but like I'm well seasoned, not just salt and pepper, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so now I would definitely also say yeah, just read up. So that is it for Sunday story time this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed sharing that story. Obviously at the time I was an emotional wreck, but now I can literally laugh so hard at it because it's just funny. It's just funny. It's just kind of one of the perks that comes with traveling. It's all the different stories you'll have to share. If you really did enjoy my story and you want me to share more travel stories like this, please make sure you give the video a thumbs up, you subscribe to my channel, and also leave a comment. And then also quite a few people asked me quite a few questions, so the next video I might actually be answering some of the questions, like how do you afford to travel? That might be my next video. Or what about catching flights and feelings? So thank you for giving this a watch, and I will see you guys next week Sunday for Sunday story time. Woo woo! And action. Oh, sorry. Like I said, I'm actually coming to you guys from inside a photo booth. It's the only place on campus that had great lighting because I'm working in the library right now, so I need to get back to my work. Study.